Okay, I'm going to be comparing a bunch of flat style EDC flashlights. Let's start off with the Rovio E80. This is on the highest mode. Small, well, I wouldn't say smallish hotspot, but compared to some of the others, definitely a smaller hotspot, pretty intense hotspot with tons of spill. And after 10 seconds, you'll see a step down from the 1800 lumens. So it does manage to hold for a bit. There we go, there's the step down. Okay. Now I'm going to bring out the E90 here, and that's on 3,500 lumens. You've got the E80 and then the E90. So you can see the E90 hotspot's just a lot larger and way more light in general. Okay. Now I'm going to bring out the E30 Pro. So that's your E30 Pro, very similar to the E90. I can't tell the difference at all between the E90 and the E30 Pro. To me they look virtually identical. That's the E30 again. Coming up next, I've got the Nightcore EDC23, and again, like, really decent throw. In fact, I would say throwier than all those Rovio lights. A little bit throwier. It does have a quick step down though, only a few seconds, as you can see. That's unfortunately a side effect of the stainless steel body and just the safety mechanism built in so that it doesn't overheat. Now I've got the EDC29, Nightcore EDC29 here, and look at that. Holy cow, that is no joke. Nearly 8,500 plus lumens. Even after, you know, the step down, that's just incredible. You almost can't believe this light's coming out the front of this torch. It's just insanity, really. And yeah, you can see that's, you know, the issue is that the step down is just so quick, and also because, you know, at the moment it is pretty hot in Melbourne, so perhaps it's stepping down a bit faster, but really you only get a few seconds before it does step down. But that is the, I'm just trying to activate both of the spot and flood at the same time. Actually, that what I showed you before was just the spot mode, so the full mode will actually be a lot brighter at 8,500 lumens plus. So that's the full mode. Holy cow, look at that. Okay, so I'll just do that once more. I've got to wait for the bar to kind of recharge before it will let me do it again. All the way to the top. So this is just the spot beam alone, and then full. Holy cow, that's no joke. I mean, it's only for a second, as you can see, only for a few seconds, but that might be all you need in an emergency situation. Holy cow. And you can switch this into like a strobe mode as well if you want. Okay, coming up next is my Workhorse HD01. That's on the highest mode. Pretty respectable, 1,200 lumens, so, you know, it's still reaching the back, and I can see what's happening back there, and you do get some decent runtime before it steps down. So that's something you don't see on the others because they have really high outputs. Okay, I'm going to swap over now to the HD01 UV, and that's HD01 UV, and, you know, very similar there's no difference really with the specifications of the HD01 and HD01 UV with the spot beam, the HM LED, so I'm not expecting much here. Let's go over to the HD01 Pro, and I've got to step this one up slowly, and there you go. So it's eco, low, medium, high, sorry, low, medium, high, turbo. So yeah, very similar performance to the HD01, the normal HD01s, as you can see. So yeah, it just comes down to the set of features you want in the HD01. Coming up next, I've got the Tunning YC8003, and just cycling through the different modes here, and that's the highest mode. Okay, so definitely it's not as throwy as the HD01, but it does produce a decent amount of throw. Wide beam, very wide beam, but yeah, probably the dimmest out of all the ones we've seen so far, but still, you know, a decent amount of light. Unfortunately, you have to click through these sort of strobe and SOS modes, which is a bit annoying. Double press doesn't do anything as well, so there's no shortcuts. But you know, it's still pretty bright. Coming up next is the Olight Arc Field Pro, and just ramping this thing up to the highest point. That is the highest point here. So look, really large hotspot, but not too much throw. It's only just tinting the center of that field. But if you step it up to turbo, which I just did, I thought that was the highest point, but it wasn't. Forgot that triple press is actually turbo on this light for some reason. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Now I'm happy. And it still hasn't stepped down. This is pretty amazing. For some reason, double press leads to that strobe mode, so triple press for turbo. But yeah, you can use this high mode, and that, you know, you only need to go any higher than that even. If I go to even just the medium mode like that, that's good enough. It's just a walking light. But yeah, good to see that there is a decent turbo mode on here, and it doesn't step down in, you know, a few seconds. Coming up next, I've got the Rovon E8, the smallest of all of these lights and the dimmest, but still, look at that. Pretty impressive for a little keychain flashlight. It's, dare I say, it's actually throwier than the YC8003, the Tunning. Quite impressive for a little pocket rocket like this, and it still hasn't stepped down. But I tell you what, you know, it does get hot using this on the turbo mode for a long period of time. So you can also just step it through the different modes like that.